Good morning. Good morning. It's a little bit sad. This is the last one for the year. I'm going to miss you on Tuesday mornings. Good morning and welcome. If you have a bolster, you might like to pop that next to your mat this morning. If you don't have a bolster, you could grab a couple of pillows or a couple of cushions or even a blanket that you can roll up into like a sausage. If you don't have anything, that's absolutely fine. Just yourself is absolutely fine. And just feel free to start in a seated position or lying down. So if you're really low in energy this morning, feel free to just lie down. Otherwise, you might sit. You could even be sitting in a chair or sitting on your bolster, sitting on some support. And you might like to just close the eyes. Just start to deepen the breath. So just taking these first few moments to let go of your morning, of yesterday, and the day before that. So bringing your full attention to this present moment, to the here and now. You might like to say to yourselves a few times, breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath grows slow. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath grows slow. My breath grows deep. My breath grows slow. I'd like to begin by sharing a beautiful poem with you by Victoria Erickson. And sometimes you find yourself back where you started, but stronger and softer all at once. Swim inside the ocean of tenderness, yet build boundaries on the sand. An open heart is a paradise to protect. Taking some time now to cast your mind back to the beginning of this year and try to recall what was going on for you at that time. Remember how you were feeling, where you were, if you were with someone or on your own. What was going on for you at the start of 2024? Everything changes. Everything ebbs and flows. Things arise and pass away. We arise and pass away. We know that everything is impermanent. Nature teaches us this. And yet, as humans, we often find this fact so challenging. Sometimes we welcome change, or the changes feel very positive. Other times, the changes feel unwanted and may even lead us down into a deep, dark hole of despair and grief. One of the aims of our yoga practice is to assist us to learn to ride the waves of change, to not cling to the positive experiences in life, nor to push away the negative experiences, but rather to learn to be okay no matter what happens. One of my all-time favourite passages is by the Indian philosopher Krishnamurti, who said, "This is my secret. I don't mind what happens. This is my secret. I don't mind what happens." To me, this is an extremely profound statement, and one that I personally revisit again and again and again when challenges appear in my own life. So for our final practice together this morning, I invite you to reflect on this statement by Krishnamurti in relation to experiences you have been through this year, or perhaps are going through right at this moment. But I don't want you to give yourselves a hard time if you've been pushing against what's happening or really been struggling with what's happening. Rather, when you notice that occurring, the struggle, the sadness, or some resistance, the invitation is to return to your breath. Keep returning to the breath, perhaps even resting a hand over your heart space, and perhaps saying to yourselves, "How human of me. How human of me." If you're in a seated position, I'm going to invite you to come down to lie on your mat now. I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. So just stretching the legs out along the mat. Have your arms down alongside you. Make sure that you're lying in a nice straight line, not leaning to one side. If you're not sure, you can always just lift your head up and look down towards your toes. Just make sure the body's in a straight line. And then lower the head, tuck the chin forward so the back of the neck is long. And when you're ready, we'll take a deep breath in, stretch the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, just let the arms rest overhead. Completely let go. And then breathe in, stretching from fingertip to toe tip. And as you exhale, lower the arms down by your side. So let's do 2 more of these. Breathing in, extending the arms overhead. As you exhale, just let the arms rest there. Inhale, stretching from fingertip to toe tip. And as you exhale, lower the arms. Last one, breathing in. Let the arms rest there as you exhale. Inhale, stretching from fingertip to toe tip. And as you exhale, release the arms down by your side. Now just take a breath there, completely letting go. All right, we're going to do some cycling motion with our legs, just one leg at a time. So have your feet together. And as you inhale, draw the right knee in, take the leg up. And as you exhale, lower the leg down. So you can keep this nice and slow, like you're riding a bike, but you're upside down, or you can speed it up. Just see what feels good for you this morning. Relaxing your upper body, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and fingers. So just warming up our hip, our knee joint, our ankle joint. Helps to improve circulation through the legs, this movement. Good one if you get cold feet and the weather gets cold, cold toes. Good, and then reverse directions. Good, and then just lower that right leg down. You might give the legs a bit of a shake, and then we'll do the same with the left leg. So draw the knee in, take the leg up, and lower. Keeping it slow or speeding it up. See what feels good for that left leg this morning. Noticing how the joints are feeling, the muscles through the leg. Make sure there's no tension in your face, the mouth is relaxed. And then reversing. Good. Lower the left leg down. You might give the legs a little bit of a shake. So now we're going to do two legs together. If there's any lower back tenderness, you might like to slip your hands under the buttocks for a little bit of extra support. Otherwise, just bring both knees in and like you are riding a bike upside down. So we can dorsiflex the feet, which means we're pushing out through the balls of the feet. Again, you can keep this slow or you can speed it up. Good, and then we can reverse directions. Good, and then just bring the knees in, give yourselves a hug, perhaps rocking from side to side. See if you can rock right over to your elbow, and then use the elbow to help push you back to center and to the other side. Good, now come back to center. A little bit more work with our legs, and this is to strengthen our core, so our abdominal area. Again, you might like to slip the hands under the buttocks if you want a little bit of extra support. So we're going to try and keep the legs parallel to the floor as we straighten one leg and then draw it in. So we're alternating from side to side. We're trying to keep the legs quite low to the ground. Again, we're dorsiflexing the feet, so we're pushing out through the balls of the feet. And again, you can keep this really slow or you can speed it up. You can stop at any point. You can hug the knees in and again, just rock from side to side. So feel what's happening now in the abdominal area as you work with this movement. Keep breathing. Good. And let's draw the knees in. Give yourselves a hug, perhaps sigh the breath away. So I thought we might incorporate the chant of Om this morning. You can chant out loud, or you can just listen if you prefer, or you can chant silently to yourself. So on the next inhale, let's raise the legs up to the sky. Take the arms up and overhead, and we'll chant the legs back in. Let's do 4 more of these. Inhale. Keep going. Last one. Take a breath. And then just drop your feet down to the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, palms alongside your hips. And inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, rolling back down. Let's lift up. You might say to yourself, breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath grows slow. My breath grows deep. My breath grows slow. Let's do a few more. And we'll finish the last one. Again, take a resting breath. Now let's inhale, take the arms out to shoulder height, palms of the hands facing up. And as we exhale, we're lowering the knees over to the right side. Head may turn to the left. Breathing in, return your knees to center. And breathing out, lowering the knees to the left. Head may turn to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale. So we're lowering the knees from side to side, breathing into center and breathing out, exhale. Good, let's do 3 more to each side. Try to keep both shoulders in contact with the floor. Back of the neck long, so keep tucking that chin forward. And when you finish, just come back to center. No hurry. And draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourselves another lovely hug. All right, one more abdominal strengthening practice. So we're going to take the legs up, dorsiflexing the feet again. So you're pushing the balls of the big toe, the balls of the feet up towards the sky. And then we're going to take our arms up as well. So the palms are facing each other, the hands are shoulder width apart. So we'll breathe in, and as we breathe out, we lift our head, and it's like we're trying to reach our fingertips towards our big toes, pressing the lower back down, engaging the abdominal muscles. Inhale, we lower down, and exhale, we lift up. If this is too much for your neck, then please work with an alternative. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Squeeze the tummy muscles. Let's do two more. Inhale, lifting up. And last one. Beautiful. Lower. Bring the legs down, cross the legs at the ankles, a hand on each knee, and we're making some little circles on the floor with our lower back. Good. Cross the legs the other way and circling in the opposite direction. Good. And then let's slowly roll over to one side, and we're going to make our way up to stand, but just take your time. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Your feet are hip width apart. You might like to just rock back and forth a few times. Spread your toes and then roll the shoulders down the back. So we're trying to lengthen the space between our ears and the tips of our shoulders. I'd like to close the eyes for a moment, just softening the skin of the face. And perhaps again, saying to yourself, breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath grows slow. My breath grows deep. My breath grows slow. Let's add some movement now. And again, we'll come back to the chant of Om. Inhale, raising your arms to shoulder height. And exhale, bring your arms in front. Inhale, the arms above the head. Now chanting the arms down. Four more. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Let's keep going. Last one. Take a breath. And then we're going to just work with a gentle flowing twist. So make sure you're not going to bump into anything, any furniture, any walls. Let the arms be very floppy and loose. And then taking the arms up to shoulder height. And then all the way up overhead, looking up. Good. And then back to shoulder height. And back around the waist. Just bring the head back to center as you let the arms slow down. Take a deep breath in. Side away. All right, let's do that again, but this time, just for a change, we'll see if we can keep our hips facing forward. So you won't be able to twist around quite as far, but just to feel the difference between the two ways of working with this. So again, just let the arms be floppy and loose. So your hips are facing forward. And then take the arms up to shoulder height. And arms above the head. Back to shoulder height. And back around the waist. Bring the head back to center. Deep breath in. And let it all go. All right, little stretch for our wrists. Let's inhale. Take the arms out to the side as though you're pressing against an imaginary wall. So hold that. Keep the face relaxed. And let it go. And just notice what's going on in the wrists. You might find one side's a lot more painful than the other. Inhale. And release. So important, especially for those of us who do a bit of work on computers, or for a lot of us, we do so many of these actions, cooking, doing washing, dishes. Let's do another one. Inhale. And release. Good. Okay, we'll do 3 stale air removers. So deep breath in as you raise the arms up overhead, and then let it all go. Blow the breath out through the mouth. The legs can be bent or straight here. Inhale, take the arms up and let it all go. And last one. Good. And then slowly coming up. Roll the shoulders back. Let's do a few circles with our shoulders. Good. And then bring your hands into prayer position at your heart space. Relax the shoulders. Your feet are now back to hip distance apart. Again, you might rock back and forth a few times just to center yourselves. Your toes are spread. Close the eyes again. Perhaps turning the sides of the mouth up slightly, softening the forehead. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. breathing out, my breath grows slow. Good. All right, let's work with a few rounds of circle of joy now. You can do this with the eyes closed. If you're not familiar with this practice, you can have the eyes open and watch. So as we inhale, we interlace the fingers, raising the elbows. And as we exhale, we bend the legs and round the back. Inhale, take the arms up above the head, press down through the feet. And as we exhale, let the arms float down. Interlace the fingers behind you. I'll just show you here if you don't know this. As we're breathing, we squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as we exhale, we lift the arms up. And then inhale, bring the palms back to touch and back to the heart. This time, bring the opposite index finger in front when you interlace the fingers, rounding the back. Raise the arms above the head, press down through the feet, and exhale, let the arms float down. So again, opposite index finger in front when you interlace the fingers. Breathe into the heart space and lift your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Again. Interlace the fingers. Raise the arms. Let's do two more. So synchronizing the movement with your breath. There's no yoga without the breath. So we're guided by our breath. Every movement begins with the breath and ends with the breath. Just like a car needs petrol, for our movement, we need our breath, prana, life force. Take a resting breath. Good. Let's release the hands down. I'm going to do a couple of Thich Nhat Hanh's mindful movements. First one being his squat, mindful squat. So all of these movements are like a moving meditation with the breath. So we're going to bring the heels to touch, the toes are turned out, the hands are onto our hips. And as we breathe in, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. And as we exhale, we lower down, trying to keep the spine straight. So you might just come a little way. Some of you might be able to come all the way down. Doesn't matter if you tumble over, you can just have a giggle. There's no wrong way of doing this. No right, no wrong. Inhale, come all the way up onto the balls of the feet. And exhale, lower down. So inhale up, just go at in your own time with your breath. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, there's a bit of a balance, so you might need to keep your gaze on something in front of you that's not moving. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Let's try and do a few more. Great for strengthening our ankles in particular, but also all of the muscles in our legs. It is a balance, so it's helping to strengthen our ability to concentrate, to think clearly, make decisions. Good. And after the next one, just exhale, lower your heels and let's shake it out. All right, so we'll work with Thich Nhat Hanh's Mindful Balance. If you're feeling a little bit wobbly this morning, feel free to have a hand on a wall or a chair or a table. Otherwise, the hands are onto the hips. Feet are a little bit closer together for this one. Exhale, all breath. So we shift the weight into the left foot, and as we inhale, we pick up the right. As we exhale, we see if we can straighten the right leg, pointing the toes. Inhale, bend the leg in and lower, nice and slowly, like a moving meditation. Left leg lifts, straighten, bend it in and down. So 4 more to each side. Synchronizing the movement with your breath. It's not a race, it's going nice and slowly. Make sure you're not starting to tense the shoulders or your face. You're not clenching the teeth. Keep lengthening up through the crown of the head. Noticing if it's easier for you to balance on one foot, one leg than the other. That can often be the case. So just being curious about your practice, about what's going on inside of you this morning. When you finish, no hurry, release the hands, take a deep breath in and sigh it away. Check in with yourself. Just be aware of what's going on without attaching a judgment to that. You might say to yourself, how human of me. How human of me. Let's step the feet a little wider apart for the Tibetan yoga breath. Turning to look towards your left fingers. Exhale, all breath. Breathing in, so you might say to yourself, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath grows slow. Turning to the right, my breath grows deep. My breath grows slow. At your own pace now. My breath grows deep. My breath grows slow. Just make this your last round. So the last exhalation, we're lowering the right arm down. When you finish, just come back to center. Try not to move at all. Just relax. Take a deep breath into the heart space and sigh the breath away. And gently release. All right, let's come to the backs of our mats, and we're going to step the left leg forward, and we're going to work with a beautiful a warrior one, and it's a gentle version. So it's a gentle, I call it the gentle courage warrior one. So we know as we head towards Christmas, it can be, we know we're going to be catching up with family or not. You know, maybe a lot of our loved ones have passed away or we're not seeing them, and it can be a challenging time for many of us. So I've put this sequence in just to help us connect with our, our gentle courage to move forward towards this time of year that can be quite challenging. So to connect with our brave heart, if you like. So the left foot's forward, the hips are facing forward. Your feet are about hip distance apart, so you feel quite stable and solid, connected to the earth. So you've got a firm foundation. And on the last exhale, we'll, if you'd like to join with me, chant Om. So let's exhale all breath. Just relax your shoulders. So your heart is leading this practice. The chest is nice and open, a full open heart. As we breathe in, we're going to bend that left leg and just take the arms up in front. Let the wrists be floppy, so fingers relaxed. And as we exhale, we just turn the palms over, and they're soft, open palms. Breathe in, take the arms out wide and chant the arms down. So 4 more like this. Inhale. So floppy wrists. Exhale, turn the palms over, soft palms. Inhale, take the arms wide. Let's keep going. Last one. Step your feet together and just take a breath. Check in with yourself. Just note what's going on without judgment. And then we're going to do the same to the other side. So this time we're taking the right leg forward, hips are square, got a firm foundation, feel the connection with the earth beneath you, shoulders are relaxed, nice, open, full heart leading this practice. So breathing in, bend the right leg, arms in front, wrists are floppy, exhale, soft palms. Breathing in, arms out to the side. One more. Oh. Last one. Step your feet together and take a breath or two. Good. All right, let's work with warrior two. So another warrior pose for courage and connecting with our brave hearts at this time of year. So we'll take the legs wide, turn the left toes around, right toes in a little bit. And then inhale, raise your arms to shoulder height, turn to the left. And as we exhale, we're bending the left leg. Hands can rest on your hips if there's any issues with your shoulders. Just check that your arms are in a straight line. And then you can just drop your shoulders. We're gazing along that left middle finger. And breathing, pushing back into the outer edge of the right foot. Imagine someone's gently tugging you back by your right wrist. Good. Breathing. We're going to move into dancing warrior. So inhale, turn that left palm up and windmill the arms backwards. So breathing into the left side of the torso here. Inhale, come back into warrior two. And then exhale, we're going to bring the left forearm to rest on that left thigh. And then raise this right arm up. It can be straight up like this, or we can turn the arm and extend the arm over the head. So this is an extended triangle, either looking forward, if that's better for your neck, or up underneath that right armpit, looking up towards the sky. And breathe. Good. Inhale, let's come up. And let it all go. Turn the feet around. So same to the other side. Inhale, raise your arms, turn to the right. Exhale. So warrior two. Again, there's an option to rest your hands on the hips if that's better for your shoulders. Otherwise, we're gazing along that right middle finger. Just soften your shoulders. Breathe into your heart. Inhale, turn that right palm up, windmill the arms backwards. Dancing warrior. Breathing into the right side of the torso. Inhale, back into warrior two, and then forearm to the thigh, left arm up, either straight up or we can turn the arm and extend the arm over the head. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. Shake it out. All right, this is our last standing sequence, and then we're going to come down to the ground. So feet are hip distance apart. Toes are spread. Again, we're lengthening the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthening the crown of the head up towards the heavens as we press the feet into the earth. So come back to your center. Come back to your breath. And let's breathe in, raise the arms above the head. And we're going to swan dive forward. Now, legs can be bent or straight here. Inhale, lift up halfway, so fingers onto the mat or onto your shins. And exhale, lower. Reverse swan dive all the way up. And palms come down through your center. Again, inhale. Swan dive forward. Legs bent or straight. Lift up halfway. And exhale, lower. Reverse swan dive. Good. Inhale. Swan dive forward. Lift up halfway. And lower. Now from here, we're not coming up again. Walk your hands forward and your feet back, coming into down face dog pose. If you've had enough at this point and you just want to rest, we're going to move from here into supported child. So if you've got your bolster or your pillows, your cushions, you can grab them when you're ready. If you want to stay in dog pose for a few more breaths, that's fine. Otherwise, we're placing this support between our upper thighs, arms forward, and turning the head to one side. You might like to close the eyes. Let the body soften down, giving in and letting go. Noticing what's going on inside, how you're feeling. Perhaps saying to yourselves, how human of me. How human of me. And if your head is turned to one side, just gently turn your head the other way. And if you find your mind is racing, you might just see if you can let those thoughts go and return to the breath. Aware of each inhalation, each exhalation. Perhaps even returning to the words, my breath grows deep. My breath grows slow. So always trying to remember in our practice that the mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Yet for many of us during our lives, we let the mind be in charge of us. And in our yoga practice, we're learning to rein the mind in so that it's a servant of us, not the master of us. So all these practices of returning to the breath or working with affirmations or working with mantras are ways to rein that mind in, to focus the mind. So just another minute here. And during this minute, see if you can let go a little more. Let the body soften, the shoulders, the back, the belly, your face, your scalp, your mouth, your eyes softening. Completely giving in and letting go. Such a busy, busy, busy time of year. On the roads, in shops, supermarkets. So important that we weave in time to reconnect back with ourselves, with our breath, to slow things down. Not get caught up in the frenzy, in the madness that's often very unconscious. All right, over the next 2 or 3 breaths, we're going to slowly come up and we're going to change positions. We're going to do a couple more restorative yoga poses. You can even cover yourselves with a blanket. If you wear glasses, I invite you to remove those. You might even cover your eyes with a scarf or an eye bag if you've got one. So next one, you've got a choice. And again, if you don't have a bolster, you can use perhaps a couple of pillows or a couple of cushions, either to work with supported bridge or supported fish. So supported fish is a bit stronger. If you're not sure, I'll just demonstrate. So we pop the support across the upper part of our mat and we lie down. Any neck issues, you'll give the back of your head a bit of support. So this is fish. You might even have the legs in soles of the feet together, knees out wide. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes. So you might choose this back bend, beautiful heart opener, or a much gentler option. So if you're really low in energy or the back's not feeling 100% this morning, then we'll work with supported bridge. So you pop the support under your buttocks. Feet stepped up close, feet hip width apart, so your spine, the upper part of your spine is on the mat, and arms can just be out to the side or maybe stretched overhead. Perhaps covering yourselves with a blanket, perhaps covering your eyes. So once you come into position, the aim is to just completely let go. So there's no effort from you. You're completely surrendering to the support of the earth, Mother Earth, and the support under you, perhaps a bolster or pillows. So just allow yourself to sink into the arms of Mother Earth, the lap of Mother Earth. Allow her to hold you, support you, cradle you. If you're in bridge, just make sure the chin is tucked towards the chest, so the back of the neck is long. This is the reason we do this also is it's like a partial Jalandhara Bandha. Those of you familiar with the bandhas, our internal energy locks. So Jalandhara Bandha is our throat lock, where we're directing the prana, the life force, back down into the belly area. So we're not letting energy dissipate and be lost. We're directing it back downwards. And this has many benefits, but one benefit is it's very restful. So this pose with a gentle Jalandhara Bandha is very restorative. It's a good one to work with if you're very low on energy, and for people who have like chronic fatigue or adrenal fatigue. You know, this would be a great pose to work with every single day. If you wanted to add an extra element to this practice, going a little bit deeper, like working on a more subtle level, another thing that I often do when I'm in this position is apply Kachari Mudra, which is a bit of an advanced mudra, and it's a tongue mudra. So we actually curl the tip of the tongue back as far as we can to connect with the roof of the mouth. So it's like you're curling your tongue back and touching the roof of the mouth. And we just hold that. One of the translations of Kachara Mudra is one who moves the sky. It's believed that there's like a divine nectar in our heads. And when we're in certain positions and when we apply Kachara Mudra, that drops of that nectar can drip down, and we're catching that divine nectar. That nectar is called Amrit, Amrit, Amrit. So just another minute here. And then we'll slowly prepare to release from fish or bridge pose. Safest way is just to roll over to one side. And slowly come up. And if you need to do a little bit of a counter pose, you might just go into child pose or just do a bit of a forward bend. You could even give the lower back a little bit of a rub. And then I'd like to invite you to lie with the legs up the wall. So the Sanskrit name for this is Viparita Karaniasana. And you could do this with your legs on the lower legs on a chair if you don't have a wall easily accessible. You can do this with the bolster or cushions, a hand's distance away from the wall, not actually touching the wall, or not. So don't worry if you don't have any support. You can just bring your buttocks against the wall and swing your legs up. So lying with your legs up or on a chair. Again, you might cover your eyes. You might have the arms overhead or out to the side. Tuck the chin forwards. Again, awareness of that gentle Jalandhara Bandha, our throat lock. Perhaps even if you're interested in that mudra, perhaps incorporating Kachari mudra again, our tongue lock. So just allow your spine, the whole of your back, like once again, to sink down into the supports beneath you. If you're lying here and you have a feeling that your chin is higher than your forehead, this would be an indication to pop a little pillow under the back of your head. So I can't actually see all of you at the moment, but if you think your chin's higher, this would be the time to grab a little pillow for the back of your head. Again, if the mind is racing, you know what to do. Come back to the breath. Perhaps coming back to those words, my breath grows deep. My breath grows slow. Or you might even chant on to yourself silently a few times. So you're welcome to stay in this position for our relaxation. Or if you think you might be able to rest more comfortably with your legs down on the floor, then just over the next few breaths, no hurry, you can slowly lower your legs and just roll quietly to one side and then come to lie down on your mat. If the lower back needs a bit of support, you can slip your bolster or pillows under the back of the knees, perhaps covering yourselves if you're feeling a little bit cool, perhaps covering your eyes. Make sure that your feet are at least hip width apart. And just let your feet flop out to the sides. So little toes are falling towards the floor. And let your arms be away from the body, palms facing upwards, your fingers lightly curled. So soft, empty palms. Sighing or blowing the breath away. Just feel yourself letting go of any remaining tension, stress, worry, fatigue. Breathing in, my breath grows deep. Breathing out, my breath grows slow. Giving yourself permission now to let go fully, completely. Surrendering your whole self into the earth. To conclude our final practice together for 2024, I'd like to share with you a beautiful, famous poem that probably many of you've heard before, but I think it's such a beautiful reminder to return to every now and then, by T.S. Eliot. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. A condition of complete simplicity, costing no less than everything. And all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, when the tongues of flames are enfolded into the crowned knot of fire, and the fire and the rose are one. So just start now to deepen the breath and bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes. Gently and lovingly have a little stretch, do what feels good. And then we can roll to one side and slowly come up to sit. Taking your arms out to the side. Deep breath in. Bowing the head towards your heart. And lifting the head up. Namaste. Thank you for joining with me this morning and for joining me all this year. It's been wonderful, and I will keep in touch, but wishing you all a very peaceful and safe and hopefully relaxed festive season. Lots of love. Bye.